how do you fit it all in? I don't think I managed to get to it. So here's a mental way of balancing health and fitness and everything else. You look at your life as having 5 dials. So I talk about this a lot. To be an actual Muslim man, I believe you have to have faith. You have to be a decent Muslim. You don't have to be the sheikh, grand sheikh, but you have to pray your 5 salat, understand the Quran. I'm big on understanding the Quran. Be a relatively upright Muslim, right? Secondly, you have to focus on your family. Family is important. Your fitness, right? You have to focus on your fitness. You have to focus on your finances, your career, your work. You have to provide, and you see that they're all interlinked. And finally, you have to make time for yourself. You have to make time for your growth, your well-being, all the rest of it. So I call that fun.
I love that. 5 Fs.
The 5 Fs, right? Now, you have to think of them as dials rather than on-off switches, because at all times in your life, you have to give some attention to all of those areas. If you completely switch one off, there's going to be negative consequences that's going to affect everything else. So if you think, right, I'm not going to think about my diet or think about my health or exercise at all, it's going to impact your ability to work, it's going to impact your family, it's going to impact everything else. And if you think I'm not going to make any time for my family, again, it's going to impact everything else. So if Salah, we can't stop praying Salah. You have to always be making some time for all of these things.
Yes.
Now, how much time you make for each of them will depend on where you are in your stage in your life. If you're a young man and you're just married and you've got young kids, like 3, 4, 5 years old, then your dial for family might be turned up, and your fitness dial might be turned down.
But it's never going to be off.
It's never going to be off. Right? Your work dial, when you're young as well, you're fresh, you're strong, you want to establish your empire, you might be spending a lot of time at work. Think of them as dials rather than on and off switches, and just know which dials to turn down, which dials to turn up, but never switch any of them.
Never switch.